Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. Wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this, welcome to my Light Work Ain't Light Work page or my fifth degree page. Alright, okay, so first off, y'all it's been a repeat of essences. It's been a repeat of shit happening like period, y'all. It really has, man. I'm hoping everybody's doing okay though. I really am. Especially considering with the parade of the planets. One of the things that definitely took place, right, that I'm noticing, right, is that there wasn't a full on understanding in regards to certain things. With the parade of planets coming into space, that kind of makes me feel like I'm hoping everything's okay at NASA. I bullshit you not. Because once that we went through the portal, so to speak, of it being the time of Aquarius, so that was a few years back, right? And it being Pluto's return. And when I say Pluto's return, I'm talking about the actual planet. And what happens during Pluto's return is everything gets shaken, stirred, smacked, flipped, all them shits, okay? In short, it's like this massive tarot moment that realistically talks a lot about the different organizations and systems and not even necessarily the corruption. If you always focus on the corruption, then you'll never see what's done right. Right? Done right, done correctly. So I know that's something else that's really been going on quite a bit in society. And it's the one I was looking for, baby. This shit's about to get good. This shit's about to get good. This shit's about to get good. I'm okay. But ultimately, yeah, so a lot of that is also a part of what it is that will be going on in regards to the parade of the planets and the influences it has on different situations. Main thing that I always say when you're listening to my readings or, whatever, pay attention to what's going on inside you first, and then you'll be able to focus on what it is that's going on around you. Alright? Pay attention to in that order, because everything starts with you first. So within that whole feeling betrayed situation, you have to give yourself an honest talk. When did I betray myself in this situation? And the whole remembrance of, whenever you tell yourself, whenever you say no to yourself and say yes to something or someone else, that's going to be problematic for you. It's always going to be problematic for you. So you really have to think about what's best for yourself and what your highest good, right? It doesn't have to be egotistical the way that the narcissists or energy vampires want it to be. And yeah, there's a tendency for us to focus a little bit more or a lot bit more on what they're doing opposed to what it is that will be going on to it and for you. So within watching a lot of the different situations just unfold, I noticed that a lot of it is mirroring things that would have happened within that person, and then it would come out. Okay, so the decks it is that I have out, I can tell that this is going to be like a repeat or a reiteration, possibly clarity for other people or for some people, but with Tarot of Dreams. Now, within the deck Tarot of Dreams, if you've not ever watched, right, or taken notes from a reading it is that I would have done, in the Tarot of Dreams deck, it's going to be talking about visions that you would have had, premonitions that you would have had, or dreams that you would have had. You're going to know what's specific to within for you. If you would like to get your own personal touch of clarity, you're more than welcome to do so at Light Work Ain't Light Work LLC. If you'd like to make a donation, you're more than welcome to do so at $5th degree, capital D, Burns, capital B. Alright, okay. So, now that we got those preliminaries out of the way. Oh, or you can schedule a personal touch of clarity at Light Work Ain't Light Work LLC. I'm thinking I might do this discount thing for a little bit. I'm thinking I might do it. I'm not sure. We'll see. We shall see. So it's that part. The other portion of it, being mindful, right, of who you are, what you do, and how you do it, and whether you are an intentional intuitive or you're the type of person who ends up having to rely on intuition based off of false starts or bad instincts, right? So it's that part. The other movie that's really kind of coming to me is Basic Instinct. Pay that some attention. And I'm thinking that's because just because a person wears a white dress doesn't necessarily mean that they're pure, especially if we're considering the whole marriage situation that can or will come into place. Marriage, a lot of times they wanted to pass it off as the commercialism. That's what it's about. It's about the commercialism of romance and love and not understanding that there are two different types of romantic love. One is attachment, and well, I definitely know one is called an attachment love. The other one is oh goodness, it's like a actual physical type of love. I'll look up those terms in a little bit. But a lot of people look for immediate attachment love, and attachment love is something that has to be earned over time. Whereas that honeymoon phase basically is what this is going to be about. The honeymoon phase, people think that you can make the honeymoon phase last over time, but that's going to also talk about the actual amount of commitment that you have to varying situations with that person or persons in regards to it, and whether or not you're really being honest with what it is that you want to with them for yourself. Now, the problem that comes into place with this is that all too often we make the assumption that it has to be a romantic encounter in the business portion. Don't get me wrong, business can be very sexy. Business can be sexy as fuck. Do you hear me? Can get you all turned on and riled up, right? But there is still the understanding that business is business, which is one of the reasons why me personally, I don't discriminate when it comes to like sex workers or anything like that, because they have a purpose. Whether we like it or not is fucking irrelevant. It's just here in the Americas, there is a lot of judgment that gets passed on people who do that type of work, right? Even with sex magic, and that's because there has been a massive abuse of it in regards to what it is that we feel. Because so many people prove, fuck it, it is what it is. Too many prove motherfuckers, right? You gotta get turned on some way or a fucking other. One of the things that was coming to me is just because a person has a particular arena that they work in, it doesn't always have to be that that person is degrading themselves, right? Okay. Yeah, in short, it's just because you paid for it, so to speak, doesn't mean that you get to do whatever you want to with it. One of the things, it's like when you get a toy for a kid, right? You got two different kinds of kids, right? Well, a few different types of kids, but I don't know why this is coming, but when you get a toy for a kid and they don't fucking play with the toy, they play with the damn box. They play with the damn box the whole time, and you just be looking like, shit, I could have just got the box. Well, the reality could have and would have been, yeah, you could have just got the box, right? But that also speaks to whether or not you as an individual are creative, right? Children are really, really creative, and within children being creative to any and every extent, it's really important that we don't take away from their creativity. That's also part of the reason why we typically, as adults, right, when we're searching and questioning for different things, first thing that's asked us is, what did you want to do when you were a kid, right? When you lose your way, that's the first thing in the soul searching aspect that we all go to. What did you want to be as a kid? Well, when you're a child, right, the thing is, you're asked it as an adult because when you're a child, you may not know what the ins and outs of it is. You're asked it as an adult for the enjoyment purposes, right, of longevity, how long you'll stick with it. Now, the adulting portion of it, right, adulthood, the most hood motherfucking place for a person to be is adulthood, right? It's just so ghetto. It's ghetto, right? But ultimately, right, within dealing in regards to a lot of those varying thought processes and patterns, we as adults, we have a tendency to stray away from it is what it is that we really want, or even having a childlike essence to any capacity. So there's that portion. The other part of it is I did notice and pay attention to the way that things, a lot of different situations are developing. Just be mindful, right, of who you are and what you want. Whatever it was that you would have asked for as a child, if you've already gotten it as an adult, you gotta still hold on to it, right? You can't be playing a whole bunch of games with shit. At this card. Okay. Some of you all, right? I'm not going to do it right now, right? Because I don't have the space to do it in this reading. But you need to compare what your old vision was to what your new vision is, or what your new vision should be. We've had years. I know, especially for this reading that I'm about to do, you've had years to grow. Okay? It's not one of those, oh, I just wanted it this way, this way, this way, then. Well, you should have learned some shit, and you should have been able to apply that shit by now. Okay? Yeah, and it's not even only about the stepping one's game up. It's more so about knowing who you are at your core. When you don't know who you are, a motherfucker could convince you of some shit real motherfucking fast. Because with this visions deck coming out, whenever the visions and premonitions and all these, whenever these come out, I know it's some people may need to get a little bit deeper into some stuff, okay? They're gonna need to get a whole lot deeper in it and find out what's going on with themselves. A lot of it that it would be given is the whole self-hatred and excuse making. That's one of the things that comes into place with energy vampires. They hate themselves a lot. They really do. They really do. And that can be very problematic, right? Because some of it is embedded, others is put onto them through whoever would have, first exhibited those narcissistic traits or those energetic vampirism traits, and they thought it was cool. But as we all know, I was going to say, as above, so below. As within. That's Black Witch. Yeah, I love her. It must have been a story that she would have done. The other part of it is don't be afraid to give credit where it's due. Last but not least, when you know, you know. When you don't, right? This is a general reading, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to also state that within the World Collective Essence general readings it is that I do, please be mindful. This may apply to you or your situation. If it fits, if it don't fit, don't force it. If it does, you cannot ignore it. The reason why you won't be able to ignore it, I probably should have put this disclaimer before, is because it's going to manifest to and around you. Even if you're a literal person and it's speaking figuratively, guess what? That shit gonna come out just the way it's supposed to. So if you're being literal, and we're dealing with that Libra Aries axis portion, so and Libra being in its villain era right now, just because Libra is supposedly in its villain era doesn't mean, Libra, that you're supposed to be a fucking villain. This is your opportunity to do some self-reflection, just the same as with Aries, right? Doesn't mean that just because you're in the hero era that you're supposed to turn into a villain. Don't do that. Allow yourself to flow with the essence. You should know you better than any fucking body else. It ain't nobody that's supposed to be able to do a reading on you and tell you some shit you don't already fucking know. Period. The other portion of it, I just heard, damn, you're good. Thank you. I try to read. The other portion of it is we're doing this visions, dreams. I'm not exactly certain what's going to come out in this reading. I am not. So whatever goes on, goes down, comes up, comes out. Deal with it in your space. I yeah, I've noticed that us as readers, we have to say is don't blame the reader for reading your ass. Because y'all be asking for it. And then you don't like what the fuck you heard. And then you're not even paying attention to certain shit it is that will be coming out. Because some of us are actually so damn good so where we could pick up on the fucking clothes you wearing and your atmosphere. I know I personally have been able to identify books and shit it is that a motherfucker would have read, okay? That's just me. I know some other readers who are at that capacity and at that level, and they may not even know it yet. But that's what it is. That's what it be. The other thing, check your emails, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the end of the shadow period for Mercury. Getting her micro braids out. She should have a blowout by now. Or a silk press. In short, we are no longer in Mercury retrograde. If you have not paid attention to your emails, you should have paid attention to your emails, text messages, the communications, areas, aspects, all of this shit. Whatever it is that you would need to pay attention to in communications. Also, you need to pay attention to who you call an ex. I've been seeing it come up quite a bit because for some people, not everybody considers everybody as an ex in the way that you see it. Some people just see it as a person being on a journey, and it's no longer time for them to be on that journey with them. Respect it, ladies and gentlemen. Because what you neglect will be what you have to respect later on. So if you just respect it the first time out, you don't have no problem. Alright? So it's it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to say in regards to this reading before we get into these cards. I would like to repeat, a lot of these readings are readings that have been done. What it's giving is same reading, different vessel, and what that would be talking about is if one person was to tell you something, you wouldn't believe it, but if you hear it from another person, it's about the actual person, it's not about the actual message. Yeah, because I noticed a lot of the messages it was that I want to say, like when I first started, and even when I was over on Facebook and a lot of different situations. I heard it's what happens when they chose the wrong one. It would be what happens when they choose the wrong person. So that's going to be a part of this karma portion. And within the dreams, visions, and all that other good stuff, you know, you got to pay attention to that. You do have to pay attention to that. Also, be mindful of, I don't know why I feel like saying something about a reward system. What constitutes as rewards, awards, discipline, consequences, right? I know that has something to do with it. And the other portion of this is I'm thinking it's because of what took place with okay, I'm hearing soft openings, a soft opening versus a hard opening. That's giving a lot of business stuff, but strength, right? The vision of strength for Leo essence in the vision. One of the things it was that I wanted to post, right, is when you have, and I know what this is about, when you have same mom but different dads, or same dad but different moms. What that is given is, if we're talking about in the visions and dreams and all that other stuff, it's really going to be talking about when you have the same religion but there are different sects, sects to it. Sects, sections, sectors. Oh God, the sectors, great. In a planetary aspect, that's gonna be about what vibration and what part of the planet you looking at. if you're looking at it as a whole or if you're looking at it independently. For instance, if you're studying like the continent of Africa, right, and it's misappropriated in its size on the map, right? That's one thing. Uh, if you were to look at another planet, you could misappropriate what is actually going on with it, and even the amount of moons. Because we've been getting a lot of moon essence, and when you're dealing with certain people who are more tapped in, we can get a little bit better feel of what it is you're talking about. Because the reality of it is, not everybody is going to be from or relate to the actual planet. Like, for instance, I want to say it's like Saturn. Is Saturn or Jupiter? One of them motherfuckers got 237 moons now. That motherfucker only had like 81 at one point. In short, it's pulling things into the gravitation, into gravitation and rotation. So I don't know what that's about. We got Scorpio, we got the death card, so it's gonna be some ending, the ending of asking for assistance from the devil for some people. The other portion of it is gonna be the ending of asking for assistance as one's ambitions. The other portion of it is going to be what it is that's going on with some Scorpios. High vibe Scorpios, that's why the Leo came out, because it's going to be about high vibe Scorpios. High vibration of Scorpion essence that'll come into place with some things in regards to illusions. One not being, it not being an illusion, it not being delusion, in regards to one not making an offer. Some of it will be about one not making an offer. Others it's going to be in regards to what it is that goes on or comes into place with the whole Knight of Coins portion. And how the Dark Night of the Soul isn't going to be about necessarily a knight. Part one. Part two, it wouldn't necessarily be the knight, N-I-G-H-T, or a knight or an ex-military person, but it could also be about how a person is highest vibration, richer, R-I-C-H-E-R, in spirit, versus or versus a person who is darker complected. That's the mid vibration. Lowest vibration is a person who's just really fucked up. And the vision of one not being a spiritual connection. What I'm gonna go ahead and say is, you can't make a person be a spiritual connection to you. I don't give a fuck how much bonding work it is that you could do. Bonding. If the motherfucker just not one, the motherfucker just not one, right? Yeah, because a lot of shit is, you know, this is about projection magic and dream magic. Projection, dreams, and how there's this expectation of certain things. Before I got on here, I was hearing a lot of different love songs. I was hearing a lot of different love songs, and I do enjoy those songs. I didn't listen to them, though, because I wanted to see exactly what the flow of the message was from the music that I was hearing. And ultimately, it's a matter of what it would feel like to be loved by a particular type of person. That's part one. Or to be loved, appreciated, or respected by death and the devil. So it's just that. That was kind of, but in any event, the other portion of it, what do you constitute as a death? Because in regards to some of this shit, yeah, how death would have been changed, shifted, or graced into the devil essence, part one. The other portion of it is the transformation of a structure. Transformation of a structure, or the stabilizing factors that come into place with different structures, and how one could keep themselves in, right? Yeah, and sure, how you have free will choice. I used to say this all the time with this whole vision set, especially because this is the best depiction of it. You can walk away at any motherfucking time. You have the free will choice. The damn cage is open. In this depiction, you're the one who's holding yourself in. What I'm getting from it is the holding themselves in, rocking back and forth, all this other shit. y'all need to be careful. Y'all not. I need y'all to be safe, especially if you're dealing with this Pluto and Capricorn. You got Pluto and Capricorn. If you that's gonna be talking about a whole generation of people. Well, no, because considering the way this shit's been going on, it's been like the decade aspect of it. And currently, with the planets being aligned the way that they are, everybody who has their as the year goes around and the planets are aligned the way that they are aligned, and our year is shifting and changing. What it's doing is it's highlighting different aspects of different generations that would have been born under certain Pluto signs and certain Saturn signs. So it being the other portion of this is the vision of one transforming and ending one's ambition. Ambitions, ambitious nature, and them not being a spiritual connection. That's that part. The other portion of it is in June. Some of this is going to be about in June. Some of this is going to be some shit that would have taken place over the course of 5 years in regards to one's ambitions and in regards to the structures. Pay attention to what it is that happens in your structures, ladies and gentlemen. And when I'm saying structures, I am not only talking about discipline. I'm talking about in your foundations, in your organizations, and even in your worship. Okay? So, I felt that, yeah, because what this is giving is, not because what I heard was a past, present, future outcome situation that'll come into place with you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here. Yeah, because I noticed that I know I'm not the only person that this happens with. When you do spell work, so to speak, on individual, and you're trying to see what the outcome is going to be, but that person isn't into it. No, because the other portion of it that I'm getting from it is, not because what I heard is being marked for death. That's totally giving the apocalypse energy, essence. And the Murder of Crows deck, it came out today. So this is going to be about some spiritual contracts, spiritual, literal, foundational. If you've ever watched Big Bang Theory, I'm thinking that there should be some information in that, whether it's according to the Darwinism portion, the actual Big Bang, and the Big Bang Theory, or is even dealing in regards to, yeah, this is getting kind of deep with the stars being formed. Yeah, because what it's given is a star is made. A star is made, a star is born. How a star is born. That's kind of like supernova shit. And how people don't fulfill what their thank you is. Ain't no point in saying thank you all the damn time if you're not gonna reciprocate. Yeah, that's petty bullshit. That's a part of that whole breadcrumbing aspect that comes into play. Now, in this vision, right? Vision, premonition, whatever. Vision, premonition, dream, right? Within there being the strength of the dark night of the soul, not being an illusion, and there being this ambition, obsession, Saturn aspect. So, what's up, Saturn aliens? Yeah, because it seems like the Saturn aliens are the ones who are in charge of the damn dark night of the soul. But this Capricorn essence, and within the shifting, right? the shifting that comes into place with asking for assistance when a person asks for help, or is left out in the cold, and it being the death of a situation. 6 cards, that's the 6 cups that'll be coming into place with this. So that's gonna be, yeah, it's giving 6th house essence. Yeah, it's giving 6th house. What's in your 6th house? The house of Virgo. Whatever, you got to pay attention to that, because that's going to depict how it is you organize things. Also, depending on how well something is organized will depend on how well you'll get into a partnership with that 7th house essence, and whether or not you know what your 7th house is. In short, if you're basing it off of what someone tells you is important for you to operate out of, then you're not going to get anywhere. You have to know certain shit that works well for you, for yourself, is basically what I'm getting from this. The other portion of this is that it wasn't an illusion that somebody asked the devil for help with death. Death or the ending. How do we end it? How does it all end? No, because now I'm hearing that's a Cancerian thought process of the whole where do we go from here? That's by Deborah Cox. I hope she's doing okay. But where do we go from here? And it being the devil for 5 years, being on the chopping block, or transforming. In short, it's a lot of stuff that's kind of coming into place with your spiritual contract. I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here. Y'all need to take your asses, and I just heard say whatever you have to. Some people, not everybody is comfortable talking to God, right? I already understand that, I get that, but some of you motherfuckers need to, yeah, y'all was talking to Bilal and Arumala, and you motherfuckers didn't listen. You didn't listen to shit. Or they would have come to you, whether it been in a dream state, astral state, it don't matter. But when all of the signs are there, the other one that is given is, there's an old movie, y'all. And I did this came up in a reading before. So whoever this is for, you must have been a part of that part of the reading. The Seventh Sign. It's an old movie with Demi Moore. Right? And in this movie, the woman is pregnant, and there's an angel that comes to protect her while she's pregnant, right? She's actually pregnant now, y'all. This ain't no figurative. This is for you literal motherfuckers, okay? She's actually pregnant. Now, the person she got pregnant by, you don't ever really see them revealed a whole lot in the movie. But what you do see is that the angel comes and ensures that she delivers this baby safely. The reason why she had to deliver the baby safely is because, to my understanding, that angel's spirit is to inhabit the body of that child. Okay? So while y'all plotting and planning on some fuckery and fuck shit, I just need y'all to pay that attention. Okay? Alright. So there's that. Knight of Swords, upright. When I say Knight of Swords, upright, I'm not talking about all of you fuckery people. Yeah, because since we're talking about the devil essence and scorpion essence, typically that can be related to Ku Klux Klan and all of that lower shit. We're talking, or, yeah. Now on the other side of it, shifting it, it could also be talking about active military people who are in the Air Force, right? Understanding what Air Force is, but it's also about the contract of Gemini essence. Okay? When you're talking about Gemini, Libra, Aquarius essence, you have to be mindful of what it is to come in with clarity, to be clear, right? About certain things. Alright? So it's that part. No, because some of it that it be given in these spiritual contracts, right, is not only the nothing but the Bobby Boucher mob, but even at the end, the more you know about it, or the more you know about the various situations, the more understanding she got, right? So it's that part. And in regards to the whole lover's essence, one of the things that came to me a whole lot in regards to the whole lover's essence is how a person would have to love. This is about loving how one would love their enemy. Okay? Now, some of these influences that aren't illusions in July in regards to uh, structures, ambitions, obsessions, devil essence, Saturn, Capricorn, right? Asking for assistance, it'll be about an offer of love. An offer of love, a new beginning in love, an opportunity with love, and understanding what the opportunity with love would be. Also, the opportunity in February. Are there any Capricorns in February? Capricorn is in February at all, y'all. At the end of January. Now, what I'm getting from it is it's possible it could be a moon sign. Certainly can or would be a moon sign. And how you would make an offer to someone you would love. Okay? Now, this is a part of what I'm getting from this is, some of this is in regards to the vampirism that can come into place with things. And within the vampirism that can come into place with a lot of things, there will be an understanding of what can and will and does go on over the course of a year of love. And when you realize in a year of love, I heard go ahead and say what you have to, ain't no money involved. In regards to the communication. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just put this out here. That means you don't really love the person in that regard. You don't really love them, you don't really like them. And I've been saying this a whole lot, especially in regards to some other things. With Steve Harvey's book, Provide, Protect, and Prevent, and Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man, and all this other shit, you motherfuckers didn't. God, I'm writing that book. I'm writing that book because you motherfuckers, he fucked up. He fucked up. He did. I mean, I know he been getting this shit together in regards to it, but in that rhetoric, right? It is not a profession of love when a motherfucker call you his baby mama. That is not a profession of love being a baby daddy. That's not a profession of love. That's more of a money construct. And that's a attachment, an unnecessary and an unfortunate attachment. But it's also a rhetoric that we as individuals have come to forget what professing something actually means. Because when you profess something, that's what a person can get stuck in. Especially if we're talking about doing this essence work. I hope y'all didn't think this was going to be no love read. Not fucking with it. Or Jan. I don't do the regular love readings, y'all. I told y'all that shit. Because a lot of you all are fucking up what actual love is versus what competition is. In short, because what I'm getting from this is a lot of people make the mistake of what they put out there and their projection aspect. And understanding that when you're dealing with Capricorn essence as a part of love, that means it should be a hell of a lot more than just one or two little things that come into place. In short, stop talking a big game, y'all. Stop doing the talking shit and actually get your shit together, because love is an action word. Love is a fucking verb and a noun. Go look it up. You don't believe me? You are more than welcome to fact check anything it is I say. I will not debate you if you have a different perspective, or if you learn something more, we can discuss it. But I'm not going to debate you on it. So it's that part. Some of this other stuff that is given is there would have been some communication in the offer of, I'm hearing balance. There would have been an offer of balance in communication. Or that's why you don't fuck with people like that for real. They do be. Because you're not going to twist what the fuck it is I post on my YouTube or on my motherfucking Instagram to fit your little raggedy ass needs. I don't give a fuck. That shit don't make sense to me. And when I have to manifest into a motherfucking space, that be pissing me off sometimes. Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. The reason why it can be a bad thing is because the motherfuckers who's supposed to actually assist in it, they will leave it on the actual person that's physically there, but you're summoning my ass on this motherfucker. I said what I said, and you would know the details of certain shit. That's why I'd be like, you know what, I ain't got time for this weird shit with y'all. Wrong. You motherfuckers abuses it, and that's the other portion of it. That's why it turns into devil essence. If you're continuously praying, because I noticed that, if you're continuously praying to God, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do, and then you don't do it, guess what? That shit gonna get revert. It reverts and goes over to devil essence in that regard. So it's that part. The other portion of it is, yeah, because when it all boils down to, motherfuckers don't like for nobody to ask them for help. They don't like for people to ask them for help in that regard. And then in the other regard, it's an uneven exchange. If you look at the Five of Pentacles, right? 5 represents shifting, changing, right? If you put a person in a space where they would need assistance and you don't help them, that's where you get fucked up at. That's where people be getting fucked up at. 3 of Cups. That'll be that third party situations for some. For others, it's going to be about celebrating. Others, it's going to be about the mother maiden crown. And others still is going to be in regards to what happened or what would have happened during celebration. I did have a really good conversation, right? I did have a really good conversation with, and in this conversation, inviting a person to a party so you could whoop their ass is not a real invite, and that will get you fucked up. Because something that was coming to me a whole lot is intentions. I remember doing a whole reading about monitoring the intentions. Some of the old people it was that have been coming up, dishonesty. It is also about dishonesty, but it's also in regards to what it is that goes on when a person would have intentionally set somebody up for failure, and it would have been masked as a celebration. As a celebration or a third party situation. And sure, I'm just saying. Now, because if this is in regards to the email, it was that I said what I said. And it's not me even being bitchy about it. But you'll be amazed how many times when you're telling the truth about a situation, motherfuckers get mad at you about it. And they mad at the truth. And they're mad at who they are. They're not really mad at the person who said it. They're realistically mad because they realistically don't have a leg to stand on. And that'd be unfortunate. Yeah, especially when you're dealing with you having people who would have told you about that already. Or when the difference is when you know the information to be so versus when you don't know. If nobody would have told you, it would have been a whole different situation because you can claim ignorance or, as they say in politics, plausible deniability. When you can't hide it. And you can't claim to know every damn thing in this whole Capricorn aspect or death aspect, and, you know, can't really do that. Like, literally, you can't do that. It's not even one of those you could, but, you know, no, you can't do that. Because that's a definitive boundary that would be set. Alright, so it's that part. Other portion of it is, I've heard something about losing and lost so much. If you lose and lost so much, you need to pay attention to who you fucked over before it happened. Because with Saturn, the devil essence coming into place, you might want to pay that some attention. One of the other things that came to me, right, over the course of a couple days, right, well, I heard, go ahead and say what you have. People who try to get a reading on me, you'll never get a good clear reading on me. Especially if you're trying to do it day by day. You're not gonna ever get a try, and that's pretty much the same shit that happens with any actual reader who's walking in their purpose and doing what they're supposed to do. You're not gonna get a good reading on them because you realistically is just going over what the fuck it is they did that day, or they would have to do for that day. In short, you're trying to hone in on mission details for somebody else when you're realistically supposed to be getting mission details for your damn self. But in that regard, some people are just too punk ass to get the mission details for their damn self. And I said it before and I say it again. Stop trying to fucking test everybody, ladies and gentlemen, because most of you motherfuckers ain't even a good... You failing the test that was issued to you that you trying to issue to somebody else. Because just the same as you testing them, they testing your ass too. And a lot of you motherfuckers fail miserably. You do. I used to say that all the damn time. Y'all motherfuckers be failing so bad, it's ridiculous. And the reality is, the unfortunate portion that comes when you're in certain positions, you can't help the other person. You can't help the other person. They gotta... I heard it's like when a teacher has to go back to school. Something like that. Something like that. I only say it's something like that because depending on what area they're in, as a teacher, you know that the purpose of the lesson is to regurgitate information that's already been presented to you. It's not always about the showing understanding, and that's what those be the words that they use. But the reality is, in order for you to get the answer correct, you have to say back to them what they say to you. One of the things, I was watching it on TV, and what was stated was the way to get a person interested into another person is you repeat to them what they would have just said to you, and that will show interest. That's supposed to highlight, but that doesn't show intelligence. That shows that that shows that you're a good puppet. That's all. And I don't know about y'all, I only like watching puppets in the entertainment portion. I don't like working with them or a person even attempting to do that shit with me. It's very bothersome. Yeah, so in that regard, some of it must be dealing in regards to work. And there's a difference between being puppeted and being trained. And a lot of you motherfuckers, y'all failed at y'all training too. Learn one good trick and all of a sudden you think you know it. Yeah, you think you could do everything. Now, the other portion of this is within the communications that come within one being outside of the community. And there being conflict with one not being protected. The other portion of this that is given is there was a third party situation that would have been involved, and there would have been some spell work that would have been done. It would have been a love spell that would have been done, y'all. Stop doing fucking love spells. Y'all are not good at them. You don't even know the different fucking portions of love. You trying to do a damn love spell. God damn it. And you can't be upset with the factor that comes into place with it. Her, go ahead and say what you have to. Because if you've ever actually looked at the denominations of money, you'll see that, say for instance, I want to say like George Washington, he's a fucking Capricorn, y'all. Benjamin Franklin is a Capricorn. Don't even give me, I want to say, who else? Because it's some Scorpios on some denomination of money, all of that. And you will fuck up generously. Now, within this whole aspect, if we're putting it in the money aspect, that means that someone would have been asking assistance with whoever the fuck the president is on, that's a Scorpio. That's what they would have been asking for assistance with. And that's how you end a lot of the bullshit it is that would be going on. And I'm finna sound hella toxic when I say this, but I definitely do feel like Future. Don't fuck up on my payment, nigga. You can't have that attitude when you don't respect and honor other people who have that attitude. You can't, yeah, this is for the energy vampirism. You can't be feeling some type of way and all mad as hell and shit because you're not getting what you want when you're not giving what you're supposed to. It's not giving what it's supposed to give, ultimately is what that's about. Or you're not giving what you're supposed to give. One of the things, what I'll say is, God's angels always have a tendency to get blamed as working for the devil because the person ain't get what they want out of it. So in that regard, yeah, in short, it's like a narcissistic person wearing a shirt saying "Not today, Satan." That's what it's giving. That's what it be giving. Y'all, hey, that be the kind of shit that y'all do. That be the kind of shit that y'all do. Man, let me finish this read. Yeah, because this is the energy vampirism aspect, and I'm gonna just keep it at energy vampirism because I do know what can happen at the highest vibration, but on the energy vampirism aspect, yeah, some of it would be dealing with blood issues, right? I won't necessarily say bloodline, but I know it would be dealing with some shit that would be going on in and with your blood. Yeah, if you a hustler, being a hustler don't mean that you're unfair. There's a difference between being a hustler and a thief. And a lot of you motherfuckers are thieves and you calling yourselves hustlers. That's the problem. And you get mad when you get hustled out of shit. You hustle a motherfucker up out of their essence, then somebody turn around and hustle you up out of your finances. Stop hustling motherfuckers up out of, yeah, because it's about essence exchange or the energy exchange. So Temperance, Sagittarius, Jupiter, 4 scepters. Okay, being outside of the community, burning 4 candles. Some of the other stuff, it'll be in regards to what it is that will be going on or what will happen outside the community. The Sun, 8 of Scepters, the Chariot, Justice, Ace of Skulls. So the Sun is reversed, not being enlightened about one not communicating with the police. Okay, that's the one that wanted to come out. The police with fast moving essence in regards to there being justice and an offer. justice, balance, the Libra essence that comes into place over the course of a year. Yeah, how multiple people can ruin your fucking life, and then in short, what it's given is it's given the thought process of, if you think that person fucked your life up, wait until the whole Jack Nicholson, that's the Joker portion, and keep coming up in all these different readings. Wait till you get a load of me. Oh my God, why y'all like this? Why y'all like this? No, because in that regard, the shit's entertaining, but you get fucked up. If you ever really paid attention to damn near every person who's taking on that full-on persona of, quote-unquote, the Joker, they don't do so well. Now, what ends up happening in regards to it is, yeah, they had to, I want to say it was Kurt Cobain. In those situations, it would be situations like that where a person has to be sacrificed in order for that particular type of legacy or thought process to move on, to continue on. Now, the other part of this, and I specifically recall saying this, sacrifice does not mean that you have to spill blood of another fucking human being. You people are, you, you damn humans, and you're fucking warmongering. But yeah, because it doesn't always have to be bloodshed in the way it is that you see it. Blood, sweat, and tears typically means your work ethic. Part one. Part two, your training. And the sacrifices that'll come into place is time away from friends and family. Not completely having to do away with every person you know. You motherfuckers do too much. Oh my God. Let's see what this is about. Yeah, because y'all want, in short, when a motherfucker wants too much. You want too damn much. And you're not giving a fucking up. And then when a person call you on your shit. And for the other portion of it is how a person wouldn't want half of a person. And what constitutes as having half of a person, or a person being someone's better half. Shit, for some of y'all, if the other person is y'all better half, you motherfuckers better be wary. I'm just saying. But in the whole better half aspect, you gotta pay attention to what goes on in the better half, best part, all that portion, all of it. And within us talking about the Capricorn having a boner is definitely something in the sexual aspect. And the best part of a person is their sexuality. You've really limited yourself in that regard. In the angelic portion. Temperance, Sagittarius awareness. In this aspect, yeah, there's just this pouring of blood. So blood offerings. And if the blood it is you would have offered a sacrifice in regards to this, yeah, because it's totally giving necromancy shit as well. But if the blood it was that you offered or offered up, it wasn't no good. So no, because in the whole blood offering aspect, this don't necessarily have to be literal blood. For some people, it might. But if you would have given a person who would have had a whole bunch of shit fucked up with them, it's not substantial. It's not substantial, and it's not an equal or even exchange. It's pretty much, okay, I won't just leave it in the negative. For instance, across seas, right? There was a story, or not a story, but I was doing some like research, and what ended up happening was this man, he made an offering to the deity, right? To the deity or there, and what ends up happening is he promised the deity that if the deity made his son better, that he would come back and offer a chicken, right? Well, the deity granted his request. Within him granting his request, the man didn't go back and do the offering of the chicken, right? His son started getting back sick until he took his ass back there and offered the chicken, okay? Same thing that comes into place with money. If you offered up this, whatever it was, yeah, or to summon a person, you would help them, you do whatever, what have you. Well, you have to help them the way they want you to help them, not the way that they ask you to. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So it's that part. But now the other portion of this is, if a deity is realistically I'm hearing something about hell bent on survival. Okay, if a deity realistically doesn't like, say for instance, chickens, right? And instead they really like cows, right? But you as an individual, you have the way and means to get a cow, but your ass feel like being lazy and only want to give them corn. Do you get what I'm saying? You out of alignment with a whole bunch of shit. So in regards to this, yeah. Now even in regards to this other portion of it, right? Jupiter realistically is controlling quite a bit and is having more of an impact and a pull on everything because the sun is in its south pole. So it's definitely gonna fuck with a lot of actual essence vampires. Okay, I'm hearing that song. Nowhere to run to, baby. Got nowhere to hide. Oh, okay. I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all shit together. But in regards to that, and the sun being in the South Pole, being in its South Pole, and how there wouldn't have been communication in regards to Cancer essence. Part of this is about Cancer essence. Part of this is about moving fast for balance, Cancer and Libra. So not knowing that, not knowing there isn't any communication with high vibe Cancer and high vibe Libra. Or in short, how a person wouldn't have communicated that two people know each other that year. Y'all keep letting motherfuckers, man, let me shut up. Let me shut the fuck up. Let me just do this read. No, I'm not finna put in Pisces wisdom. This is about wisdom. The wisdom that comes into place with, in short, what you know to be so about Cancer essence. Some of it is about fast moving justice over the year. Over the year or over a year. And moving in quickly to make an offer. Offer opportunity. What's this? And it's coming Jupiter and Cancer. The fortunateness that comes into place with Cancer. The luck of Cancer. Or if you have Jupiter and Cancer, what it is you nurture, pay attention to. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense because that third party situation, third party, partying, all that. That's Cancer essence. But the wisdom that comes into place with certain shit. Fourth house. Hold on. Yeah, because there was a lot of different houses that came into place with it. Mm. Okay. And then it's, can I have just one house, please? One of the houses that come with this? No, because it's a couple of, fourth house and sixth house. But each one of them are, oh, this is at 3 by 3. It being 3 cups. Because it was the fourth house, and then it was 3 cars. In short, how you have multiple planets in one house. Multiple planets, multiple signs. Can I just give this? There we go. Sixth house. All right. And the difference between you letting it fly out versus you pulling it out. Yeah, and through spell work, you'll pull a lot of shit out. Yeah, a lot of shit gets pulled out or pull out. Okay, in regards to some of this shit, especially with us talking about Jupiter, yeah, some of it'll be about like the whole siphoning the luck, psyching. Okay, it's psyching. Yeah, psyching a person out about how lucky a person will be. So Jupiter and Cancer in the sixth house, the spiritual aspect of the granting of your feelings as a full-time job, the mental portion of blessings from attitudes from the past about serving, the physical portion of good fortune, use your intuition and do it a little at a time. In short, it's just like when you make payments on something, right? You may not have to make all of the payments all at once. You can do it a little bit at a time and be luckier. And that's how you build credit. That's the other portion that comes into place with it. Credit and credibility. You get credit by paying a little over time. You don't get credit by buying it or doing everything right off the bat. Now, if we're going to talk about the money aspect in the spiritual contract portion, it's going to be about 3% interest. Purchase. I thought it was supposed to be about a love read. You can't, that's your damn problem. Because it's always deemed that the love of money is something wrong with loving money and loving money as a vehicle and as a resource. It's a very powerful resource that a lot of you motherfuckers like to play with. So let me get back to this reading because you're kind of irking my soul right now. Any of it, now in the vision, right, that would have come into place with the whole realistically high vibration Scorpio, and it's oddly enough mid vibration for Leo. Essence that comes into place with the structuring of asking for assistance within this whole not being a spiritual connection, or in June. It'll be about what it was that would have taken place in June. And the fact that it was supposed to be a whole bunch of love shit going on in June. So everything it was, go ahead and say what you have to. Okay, but fuck it. You motherfuckers who calling yourselves keep bringing up cuffing season and divine masculine, divine feminine, and all this other shit, you bitches are late. Whoever you was dating in motherfucking June, in April, May, and June, who you were actually dating in 3D, that's the motherfucker that you gonna be locked up with in the end of the year. It's not gonna be no fucking person. Nobody who has good sense in their fucking head is gonna fuck with you last minute, all because that's what you wanted. You're full of shit. And this is something that I have taught on for the past 5 years. I tell every time I do a reading when it comes to cuffing season and everything, I tell y'all this shit. So whoever you fucking with, I'm just saying, whoever you fucking with, whatever you doing, that's what you gotta stick to now. Because the contracts that went out in regards to third party situations, them bitches actually were issued in April and May. Why do you think it's been such an emphasis in varying aspects, and why I've even talked on the situation? I talked on the situation with Persephone and motherfucking Hades as about good 3 years ago, before I was doing CNA work. That was a part of the healing portion that you should have taken notes on, but instead, I'm having to do and keep it in an energy vampirism aspect. Do you have any idea how annoying it is that I have to do a reading for energy vampires? I don't think you really understand it. Because you're an essence vampire because you chose to be. That was a part of your ambition in your vision. To be a fucking energy vampire. Not to be a empath or none of that. In short, you fucked yourself up. You can't get mad when you fuck yourself up, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you know what? Y'all intentions be fucked up. You fucked up, fucked over, and fucked off. And don't be using me. You're not gonna put it, or say that you have, God ain't gonna let you put that shit on me because you fucked up. Nope. Oh my goodness. Especially, and if you have Jupiter in Cancer, that gives that false, and if you have any fire placements, and because that's what that's giving. If your Jupiter is in Cancer and it's in Jupiter as a planet, realistically, is a hotter planet. So all that shit's just gonna burn up, and it's gonna create a lot of steam for shit. Yeah, but I don't know how many people want to be steamed. To get wrinkles out of clothes, you steam them. That's one of the best ways. But if you want creases and a really good finished look, it's going to depend on the fabric. So that's that part. Now let's get to this other portion, right? The vampirism portion that'll come into place with higher knowing more, educational institutions, and the structure and the building it is that you would have learned certain things in. Yeah, I'm really trying to end this on a good note for y'all, because I don't want to be on here bitching and moaning the whole damn time. I really don't. And what it is you would have paid, what your attitude is. And that's what the dark night of the soul that comes into place with you. I'm going to go ahead and say this because it's been coming to me. I'm not now, nor have I ever tried to, quote unquote, sun a person, but I'm not going to dim what I know to be so on the universal aspect or in the spiritual aspect just to make somebody else happy. That's not why God has put me on this earth. More up to date, I've been questioning while I'm still here because I did everything I was supposed to, and you motherfuckers don't want to do what y'all supposed to. And you kind of make it a little bit more difficult for me to even gain understanding in that regard. But, you know, free will choice and that motherfucking Capricorn essence, it be a bitch. You decided to keep yourself in that shit, then that's on you. Don't get mad at it. Yeah, and I'm not like you other crazy bastards. Don't kill the messenger. Don't kill my ass, because you liable to get fucked up. Fucked up! Don't kill the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. And I also say this because you'll give messages to yourself. Yeah, in short, if you would have, that's the part of taking notes. That's probably the reason why a lot of people are not taking good notes on shit. Yeah, because they like that thought process of killing the messenger. I'll kill the messenger. And it's one of those, that'll be the reason why you'll get fucked up, because you're supposed to be messaging and talking to your damn self and speaking things into place and space for yourself. I'm sorry, was there anything else that I wanted to say? Yeah, I have shit to take care of on a very regular basis. I told a lot of people a long damn time ago. I knew how shit was supposed to manifest for me in some varying situations. Right? I knew exactly what was going on. If you're not in my immediate space, you don't know, or in that person's immediate space. I just heard, go ahead, say what you have to. If you're not in that person's immediate space, assumptions, or when you assume, you make an ass out of you while you trying to make an ass out of me. You're making assumptions about shit that realistically you would have the answer to had you been in that physical space. And a lot of times, a lot of shit will fuck up because your ass will turn around and ask one question. All it takes is one right question. I learned that with Rooster. That's how they was able to play my ass off. But at least I could say them white motherfuckers was trying to kill my ass. But at least they made sure that a bitch got the money it is that she was owed. And the conflict it is that'll come into place with one not moving fast enough. You can't be impatient and shit with someone else when you're not exhibiting patience. You want too damn much from too many different fucking people, and the reality is you may not be worth it. Nobody is worth somebody's peace. You're not worth the person's peace. And pay attention to what brings a person peace, because for some people, they only like for shit to be chaotic. They do. Y'all be weird as fuck with that. You know, drama and shit. It's enough drama and shit going on in regular life. You don't need to deal with it in any other spaces or places. In short, pay attention to where your Pluto placements are. That's really what that's about. Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter. Yeah, because if you have Saturn and Jupiter, and if it's all in one house. Nah, because I got to do this other little portion. Yeah, because with the whole Avatar Oracle, I'm going to pull a couple cards from there. And the African Goddess Rising, I'm going to pull a couple cards from there too. I'm trying not to make this too long, y'all. I promise y'all I'm not. That's why I wasn't trying to say a whole bunch. Y'all do too much and not enough. And when you get the indications of what exactly is going on in that moment, yeah, because I specifically recall during certain time periods that Neptune came up, and Neptune is about pictures and shit. And you thinking in the current, and I said that it would have been years ago. Active listening is constituted as a skill for a reason. Oh my God. Life purpose and trust. So for some, it's going to be about what it was that would have taken place at 17. But also the willpower that comes into place with one's heart and mind within trust in their life purpose. And what would have taken place at the age of 17 would have been what got them through to 33. And when you would have discovered and trusted what your life purpose was at 17, God damn it. I'm being convicted right now, y'all. Leave me alone. Shit. I heard, what was you doing at 17? I was doing tarot readings and in school. Actually, when I was 17, I did a tarot reading I did a tarot reading when I was 17, for my oldest two kids' dad. And even before that, I had told him that he needed to pay attention to the people it was that he had around him, because they was setting him up. I had got a vision right when I seen him. He was getting off work at Steak and Shake. And I told his ass he needs to stop fucking with those people because they setting his ass up. And sure as shit stink, that motherfucker got shot 5 motherfucking times. after I told his ass on several different occasions to stop fucking with them people. But he didn't want to listen to shit it was I said. Things like that, when you have second sight, when you have the gift of vision and premonition and clairvoyant, clairaudio, clairsentient, when motherfuckers don't believe you, they come back to your ass and they get mad at you. They come back and they get mad at you because you told the damn truth to them and you tried to help them. And as time progressed, that was the exact same person that I tried to save. I shouldn't have tried to save his ass because I probably wouldn't have had to go to court. I wouldn't have had to go to court, and I wouldn't have had to deal with his raggedy, funky ass wife doing her little spell work, or the court system playing with me and talking about I was a damn devil and shit. In short, in that regard, I'm just saying, I'm not finna sit up here and lie and like that's not a part of the duality of being in this position. I'm not gonna ever play with y'all like this. When a person that you would have saved at the very beginning of some shit comes back and bites you in the motherfucking ass and treats you like shit, which is something that's been done to me on repeat, and they feel that it's your fault they having problems, technically it is your fault. Technically it is your fault. You wanna know how it will be your fault? Her, because you helped them. Not only because you helped them, but because you tried to enlighten them. And the way, had they not treated you shitty, they would have been further along. And the problem that comes into place with when you're right. When you're right, you're right. And when you're wrong, you're wrong. And when you wrong, you have no, in short, when you don't mind being wrong. That's the other problem. When a person don't mind being wrong about you. It's one of those, you know what, I'm really hoping I'm wrong about this. Alright. So the God that's associated with surrender is set, resistance, and celestial alignment. The goddesses that are associated with. So you have Iset, Gangang Sara, and Iniko Kasana. In short, when a person is in alignment, 40 and the numbers for it, 44, 22, and 41. So what this is giving is, if there would have been an understanding, now because what I'm getting from it is the humility that would have come into place with understanding what true resistance is in a season. And even in that regard, what it's given is like if a seed don't grow, and it goes back to the last analogy. If there's a seed, right, and you call yourself planting a seed, and you're not planting it in fertile soil, then you as the gardener, whatever, what have you, it's your responsibility not to change the seed, but to change the soil. Part one. If you still see that you put it in fertile soil, if you still see that you haven't put it in fertile soil, well, now you need to pay attention to what type of seeds you're using and whether they even need fucking soil. That's that part. Now, because something that is given is about being soil. Your universal heart compass. Ain't that? Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there too. Do you know what your compass is? Pretty much what that's boiling down to. Oh, and it's coming to me, so I'll say it. There was a situation, right, where it was a property management situation, where it was owned by Compass, right? And the person that they hired to pick up all of the rent money took all of the rent money and left. Didn't show back up to work. I mean, shit, if you, yeah, I just heard that's some hustler shit. No, that's not hustling, baby. That's theft. That's being a fucking thief. Y'all need to get y'all shit together. Because I don't know about y'all, but every time I work, I would wake up and go to work. That was a motherfucking hustle. Go look the damn word hustle up before you say that. Because some of you motherfuckers just feel like it's always got to be these badass connotations, and then you turn around and you fault people for how it is they do whatever it is that they do. You too damn judgmental. And that be bothering the hell out of me in a lot of regards. Because who the fuck are you to judge what somebody else is doing? Let me get off here. These people, they done fucked up the church's money. They done pissed me off. Alright, I'm done now. I'm done now. If I get any other messages or anything like that, I'll make sure I write down the downloads I get, opposed to just holding them in my head. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys out just a little bit, gave you a tad bit of an inclination. Because some people, with the whole sex work situation, while a lot of people need to lay the fuck off of that, being so judgmental, because some people genuinely had no other choice. If you paid attention to any fucking movie that's been done, sex work is one of the first things that you motherfuckers suggest, but it's one of the most relieving aspects of essence, but it's also the main thing that is claimed to be sanctioned and holy and all this other stuff, but you don't respect the person who will be actually doing it. And that's the truth in a contract. Now, what I will say in regards to this, there's a difference between sex work and a person manipulating the fuck out of you. Or you manipulating the situation. So, I don't know how that's supposed to go. One of the other things it is that I'll say in regards to this is, I do say hoes. I do, because y'all do be acting like some. And while you're thinking, oh, a whore is somebody, who just sleeps with a lot of people. No, you can be a hoe for a lot of shit. It's a lot of label whores that be out here who don't have sex with not one fucking person, but will make sure they do anything other than have sex so that they could get something from that person, meaning they will manipulate the fuck out of them by lying to them. That's being whorish when you can't even fucking tell the truth. Do y'all know that? I don't think y'all know that. Lying too damn much. That's a form of whoremongering. You can't even be honest with your damn self. How you expect for somebody else to be honest with you? That's just like what's it? It's I don't know. It's coming to me in that movie. It's a movie where the dude tells the person that he's with, the worker that he's with. And the only reason why y'all speak so badly about sex work is because the government can't tax it for real. So we're just gonna go there. But in this particular scene, the man says, I'll give you, we'll just say $10,000 because I don't remember it in totality, if you tell me I love you and I believe you. That's what he says to the sex worker. Well, he knows that's an impossible feat because she honestly has not ever known what love is, and no one taught her the sacredness that comes into place with sex. So, figure that the fuck out. Alright, I'm done, y'all. Yeah, because at the end of the day, there is a whole angel of passion, you motherfuckers. Let me be quiet. Let me stop. I'm gonna get off of it. Yeah, because just because, in that regard, just because a person, it's only deemed bad based out of the perception that a person will have. Because there are a lot of people, you'll get more of, you'll have more whorish people. You're more of a whore if you marry for money than if you out just popping pussy for pimp. You do know that, right? That makes you whorish. So, I'm done. All right. Light and love to y'all. I hope that helped y'all out a little bit. Gave you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few different things that may be going on. If you'd like to schedule your own personal touch of clarity, you are more than welcome to do so at lightworkaintlightworkllc@gmail.com. Now, because some of it is giving the whole devil's advocate aspect. Devil's advocate, and kind of what I'm getting from it is the whole Jezebel portion being under review. But we talked about all this shit like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, I've been in this game for a while. So I done seen damn near every fucking type of reading that can go, but you motherfuckers only like a certain type. That'd be annoying. And also pay attention to in the temperance essence, if you trying to vampirize the angel of justice, or Libra, or Aries. Yeah, because that'll be talking about Ariel at the highest portion. It'll be talking about Ariel and Jophiel. So, figure that the fuck out too. Light and love to y'all though, okay? Because see, remember, light work, it ain't light work. It is not light work. It's not light work. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of messages. And that's why you have to stay light while you work.